Battalion! Ready! In the air! Aim!
On April 15th, 1862, what is touted as the westernmost battle of the Civil War took place at Picacho Peak, roughly 40 miles north of Tucson, Arizona. Each spring, some 150 participants gather in period garb, using munitions of the era to reenact the Battle of Picacho Pass, the Battle of Valverde, and the Battle of Glorieta Pass. Musicians playing Civil War-era tunes, artillery demonstrations, and a variety of booths offering food and beverages of the mid-19th century add to the flavor of the weekend encampment. But ultimately, it's the battle reenactments and the information that participants share about Arizona's place in the history of the Civil War that make the experience a great one for thousands of visitors to Picacho State Park each year.
Ready! Ready! Aim! Up. Fire!
Folks, let's hear a big huzzah for the victorious Federals. And a rebel yell for the brave Confederates. Come on down to the rope fence line, my friends. In just a few minutes, our reenactors will be there. They'll be ready to answer any questions you might have.
When I first got off the boat, I was approached by a young lad. He said, "Man, you got to join the army." I said, "Oh, be timorous. What have they got to offer to me?" 4 square meals, I say. That's what he told me. 4 square meals.
4?
I haven't got 4 since the day I enlisted. First thing I got was this dead blasted wool jacket and these pants, and they marched me.
At the start of the war, the southern half of New Mexico and Arizona seceded from the Union.
Okay.
It became the Confederate territory of Arizona.
Okay.
And then in '63, Lincoln made the existing line this way and made Arizona one side and New Mexico the other.
Oh, okay.
So for a while, there was 2 lines like this.
Oh.
The Confederates said this was Arizona, and the Union said this was Arizona.
Walk up to each other and then
A lot of the reason they did that, well, 2 reasons. One is that
that's the old way of doing it, because back then you had weapons that only shot about 100 yards. And so, you know, that don't shoot to see the whites of their eyes. So literally, you have to get within 70 yards, that's effective battle distance, and you can charge with your bayonet. You're not going to be so pooped at a 100-yard dash to bayonet someone. As the weapons improved, the tactics didn't change, but the distance of the weapons were, and you can't run 300 yards in this outfit. But you could, but you'll be dead when you hit the battle line. So men are still trying to get into that old Napoleonic way of shoulder to shoulder, all that. And back then, your commands were limited to grace. So you're more concerned about keeping your men together. And so I don't know if you heard the drums. They're actually doing commands. Some of those, everyone's playing pretty little songs. They're actually doing commands. So some were to like halt, deploy, commence firing, fall back, things like that. So you heard that even with the cannons and all that. Imagine the battle with even more drums and fifes doing that. That was could you tell the drummer, play this, he'd play it, and the men out there could hear it. Or you have your trumpets, the same thing. Because I can't yell that far. Especially for the men here. Exactly.
It's interesting. Is this the farthest west that a battle was fought in the Civil War, or is there one more?
No, well, there was a couple of shots fired at down by Yuma Station, but this was an actual skirmish. You'll see that at 3:30 this afternoon here. There was 10 Confederates on a picket line across here. Yeah, that's the old Butterfield Stagecoach Road. Did you ever see old Westerns with John Wayne? Stagecoach?
Oh, really?
That's the road. Okay, this was the natural entrance from California. Where the road is.
I-10.
I-10.
Okay, I-10, all right.
So this has been the natural way to Tucson from California.
Really? Oh, really?
Yeah. So in order to protect Tucson, the Confederates put a picket line across here of 10 men. Well, the California column sent a patrol out of 14 men, and they stumbled across 3 of the Confederates that were making coffee or whatever, captured them. The problem was that the rest of the Confederates were all on foot down in the brush, and Lieutenant Bartlett, Barnett, the great hero that he was, kept his men on the horses. So we killed 4 of them. High target. Easy targets. The rest of them pulled back with their 3 prisoners. The Confederates went back to Tucson, and because the column that was coming was regimental size, and it was a company of irregulars that was holding Tucson, the Confederates abandoned Tucson. At the beginning of the war, the Federals, I shouldn't say Union, the Federals, pulled their troops all out of this area. So that's why this area is seceded, because they felt abandoned. And when Confederate forces came in, they were the ones that they helped defend against the Apache.